Good evening, and welcome to this roundtable discussion at a concert by the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. I'm Clint Barrick, station manager at Classical 105.7, Lubbock's home for classical music on the radio. Tonight's concert began with a special performance pre-concert featuring Spivey, and he has a lot in common with the Robert Schumann piece that we've just heard. And to tell us more about those characteristics is our special guest, David Cho, who is the music director and conductor of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. David, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Clint. I first met Spivey 12 years ago when he was performing in town, and I told him, you should really be a fabric of our cultural presentation at the Lubbock Symphony. And coincidentally, he was available to do this pre-concert activity before our Brahms German Requiem concert. And what he presents to us is the capriciousness, very similar to the music of Robert Schumann. And I couldn't be happier about this coincidental, but however, very effective pairing of Spivey with Robert Schumann, which we just opened the concert with.
We've just heard the overture, Scherzo, and finale by Robert Schumann. This is a energetic, fun-filled work. Tell us more about it.
Robert Schumann's overture, Scherzo finale is a capricious work, and he was responsible for the fame of Brahms's music, and to this day, we have the pleasure of playing so many of his great masterpieces. Both Robert and his wife Clara Schumann, they're both fabulous pianists, invited the 19-year-old Johannes to their home to live with them and to play music and be critique of each other's compositions, etc. So Robert Schumann was, in a way, Johannes Brahms' mentor, and Schumann, being a well-known writer in his famous magazine or journal, prophesied to the world that Johannes Brahms will be the next Beethoven, a torch carrier or an heir to the German symphonic tradition.
Right. This music has sort of two facets, a front and a back, a mirror in a way. Tell us more about that.
Those of us who are familiar and who love the music of Robert Schumann, he was a fabulous pianist. His personality featured the Eusebius and Florestan, the alter ego personalities that conflicted with each other. And so it sort of plays that ping pong game where he goes back and forth. That's why I describe Robert Schumann's music with exhilarating, capricious, and fun.
Right. So we have this work that's opened the program, and then a completely different kind of work by Brahms that comes up after intermission. It's a major piece for choir and orchestra and two soloists, and it is known as a German Requiem. It is not a requiem in the Catholic sense. It's not a missa pro defunctis. It does have liturgical texts from the Bible, but they're not the normal, what we would consider a requiem. They're a German Requiem. And Brahms uses these in 7 movements for this work. Tell us more about those.
Brahms handpicked the Lutheran Bible verses for the basis of the text for his German Requiem, and he clarified on numerous occasions that this is not a requiem about Germany, it's just a requiem in German language. He almost at one point renamed A German Requiem to a human requiem because it was more like blessed are those who mourn, meaning this requiem was for the people who are still on this earth. The second movement was dedicated to Robert Schumann's passing, and the fifth movement, which was actually added at the last revision, the requiem was actually initially presented as a 6-movement piece, and when Johannes Brahms' mother passed away, it really triggered his mourning and dedication of the 5th movement to his mother. The first 3 movement has this upward trajectory, and the last 3 movements, movement 5, 6, 7, has kind of a downwards trajectory. And the 4th movement is the movement that all of us churchgoers are familiar with.
How lovely is thy dwelling place.
Precisely.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of homage paid as well to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in this. Tell us about that.
During the third movement, Brahms directly quotes from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, his Starry Night, featured by the woodwinds playing the triplet quarter notes. And during the fourth movement, Brahms directly quotes the famous fourth horn solo from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This time, Brahms put it in the second horn part.
There's two soloists in the course of the Requiem. Tell us who the artists will be that we will hear tonight.
Amanda Key, who recently won an award from YWCA. The award is called Women of Excellence, and we're so honored to feature Amanda and her smashing upper register in the fifth movement of Brahms's Requiem.
And then we have a baritone soloist who is featured in two other movements as well.
Yes, his name is Eleomar Coelho. He's a Cuban native and now lives in New York City, and he has been featured by the Metropolitan Opera and the Utah Opera. So we have two spectacular vocal soloists, and of course, the forces of the Lubbock Chorale, who will be featured throughout the Requiem in all 7 movements.
So that's coming up next. It's intermission here at this concert of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. Feel free to get up, move around, enjoy some refreshment, and then a complete performance of A German Requiem by Johannes Brahms.